Every real estate agent in Fort Lauderdale will tell you about the weather, the waterways, the tax savings, and the lifestyle. This video is about the things they don't tell you, because I'd rather have you hear the full picture from me instead of 6 months after you move here. In this video, we're covering the real downsides of living in Fort Lauderdale: hurricane season, the summer heat, flood insurance, the condo legislation reality, traffic, and the subtle things that catch buyers off guard. Buyers who arrive informed make better decisions and end up happier with one of the biggest choices of their lives. My name is Steve McAleer. I've been selling real estate in Fort Lauderdale for 20 years, completed over 600 transactions, and I work with The Agency, one of the premier luxury brokerages in the country. After 20 years, I've seen buyers arrive unprepared, and I've seen buyers arrive fully informed. The prepared ones are almost always happier, not because the challenges aren't real, but because they chose this place with open eyes. Let's start with the one thing that everybody feels plays a huge impact here: hurricane season. Season runs June 1st through November 30th. Peak risk is mid-August through mid-October. You're not panicked about it, but you're paying attention every year. Preparation costs real money. Impact windows can run from $30,000 to $80,000 depending on the home. A whole house generator is not optional at this level. Budget from $15,000 to $40,000. These costs belong in your total acquisition budget before you fall in love with the property. Homes built after 2002 under Florida's post-Andrew building codes are significantly better constructed for wind than older stock. Construction date and opening protection matter, and your insurance premium will reflect that difference clearly. Flood zones are separate from wind. Zone X carries minimal risk and typically no mandatory flood insurance. Zone AE carries significant risk and mandatory coverage required by most lenders. The cost difference can be $3,000 to $15,000 or more per year, and two homes on the same street can be in different zones. Always verify the zone, get an elevation certificate, and get the flood insurance quotes before you emotionally committed to any property. Next, I want to take some time to talk about homeowners insurance. This has changed a lot in the last few years, and it catches buyers off guard. Multiple major carriers have left Florida entirely. Others have raised premiums and tightened underwriting. Citizens, the state-backed insurer of last resort, is actively pushing policies into the private market. Roof age is the single biggest driver of your insurance cost right now. A roof older than 15 years means fewer carrier options and higher premiums. Older than 20 years is a serious problem. Know the roof age before you get attached to any property. If it needs replacement soon, budget $25,000 to $60,000 and factor it into your offer. Wind mitigation features, impact windows, hip roof geometry, hurricane straps reduce your wind premium significantly. Get a wind mitigation report during the inspection period if the owner doesn't already have one. Combined homeowners and flood insurance on a luxury waterfront property can run $20,000 to $50,000 per year. Well-positioned properties with newer roofs and impact glass can be very manageable, but you need the specific numbers before you commit, not after. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a luxury condo here in Fort Lauderdale, listen closely. There was a legislative change in 2023 that every buyer should understand that's purchasing a condo, and you need to be aware of it. After the Champlain Towers collapse in Surfside killed 98 people in 2021, Florida passed sweeping new condo requirements effective 2023 and 2024. Buildings 3 stories or taller must now complete milestone structural inspections at 30 years and every 10 years after. Reserve funding based on a structural integrity study is now mandatory. Voting reserves away is now illegal. The financial impact on buyers is real. Associations that deferred maintenance for years must now fund those reserves through higher monthly fees, special assessments, or both. Special assessments of $50,000 to $100,000 per unit are happening in real Fort Lauderdale buildings right now. Before making an offer on any Florida condo, get 3 documents: the milestone inspection report or reserve study, the current reserve fund balance versus what's required, and the special assessment history for the past 5 years, plus anything pending. If a seller can't produce these, that's a big red flag. Never waive condo document review during your inspection period, nor is that even a legal thing to do. And real quickly, if you're committing to do this much research here in Fort Lauderdale, I have a free resource just for you. It's called the Fort Lauderdale Homebuyer Guide. It includes neighborhoods, price points, what to buy, what to consider, and how to move here without second guessing yourself. It's totally free, no strings attached, and it's in the link in the description. Now, let's talk about the summer. This is the one thing that surprises buyers the most about Fort Lauderdale living compared to anything else. Summer starts building in May and doesn't release until October or November. Peak afternoon heat index regularly hits 105 to 110 degrees. The humidity is physical. You feel it stepping outside. You adapt, but it does take time. Afternoon thunderstorms roll through almost daily from June through September. Fast, heavy, significant lighting. Your outdoor plans at 3 p.m. will get interrupted regularly. Most residents shift outdoor life to mornings and evenings, but by 7 a.m. it's manageable. By 7 p.m. after storms clear, it's often genuinely pleasant. When evaluating properties, outdoor living infrastructure matters. A covered lanai, a well-positioned pool, quality AC, these aren't just nice features in South Florida, they're functional necessities for year-round livability. Fort Lauderdale is not a walking city like New York or Chicago, and buyers that don't accept that reality come here and become frustrated. I-95 between Fort Lauderdale and Miami is genuinely bad during rush hour. The 30-mile stretch can take 45 to 90 minutes in the morning and evening. If you're commuting to Miami daily, model that honestly before you pick a neighborhood. Inside Fort Lauderdale, the intracoastal drawbridges open regularly for boat traffic. You will sit behind an open bridge. Most residents accept it as part of waterfront city life, worth knowing before it's your daily reality. Brightline helps for occasional Miami trips, connecting Fort Lauderdale to Miami, Boca, West Palm, and Orlando. Not a daily commute solution for most, but genuinely useful for buyers maintaining occasional Miami business ties. Drive your actual commutes at actual commute times before you commit to a neighborhood. A Tuesday at 8 a.m. tells you more than any map estimate. And beyond the major categories, there are a few things that are always frustrating for buyers. These are things that you may not necessarily hear on the surface, but are definitely worth knowing. Solitaire is hard on everything. Cars, furniture, railings, HVAC coils, all wear faster here. Budget for shorter exterior painting cycles and more frequent HVAC service. This applies broadly, not just on the water. The pest situation is different from most of the country. Palmetto bugs are a fact of life. Regular pest control is maintenance, not optional. Iguanas near canals cause real damage to landscaping and seawalls. Love bugs appear twice a year for several weeks. None of these are deal breakers, but all of them are real. The summer social calendar thins significantly. A large portion of Fort Lauderdale's affluent population leaves from late May through October. The community you build over your first winter will be partially absent in the summer. Full-time residents who navigate this best mix year-round locals with seasonal friends and use summer for travel. And here's the thing, and it's definitely something that I feel after living here for 25 years. None of this has changed the decision for buyers who genuinely wanted what Fort Lauderdale offers. The waterfront, the outdoor life, the financial advantages, all of it is real. The buyers who arrive knowing what they're choosing and choosing it anyway are consistently the happiest 5 years in. This video exists to make that an informed choice. Now you have the full picture. And that wraps up this video. If you're serious about wanting to move to Fort Lauderdale, all of my contact details are below.